Hello everybody, welcome to the Albarian. We're going to play some D&D. We're going to do some stuff. Hopefully I'll get that TPK today. We'll see what happens. Just really want to draw some blood? Just kidding, JK. I never want to actually kill the party. Just some of them at a time. First, we have some announcements. As per usual, this week is going to be full of fun stuff. And just carrying it on with a warning. Our internet is being wonderful today. Absolutely delightful. Tech is so on our side, it's 100% one of those things. There might be some issues, but we think we're ready. We hope. So, this week, Tuesday. Fawn, you want to talk about Tuesday?
We are going into the madness further and further, as always, and as we shall always for forevermore. And yeah, it's still Crypt of the Necrodancer. I think I'll be sticking with that for a while yet, but lots of fun.
And what time?
It's at 1 MDT.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Wednesday, carrying on with Valheim. We had a wonderful last minute edition last week of Peter hopping in and just playing some Valheim with us. That was a hoot and a half.
I killed deers.
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
It was great. Thursday is the wonderful time where I just hop on and play some For the King, so we're going to continue doing that at 4. Wednesday stuff is at 5. I forgot again. This Friday is another Hate, Laugh, Love. Ethan.
Yes. This week, as always, I have no idea who is going to bring in the movie, and I have no idea who the panel's going to be, and we're going to figure it out. Speaking of tech issues, as you can see, I do not have a camera, and hopefully I get that figured out before Friday. Anyway, check us out on all social medias for updates on that.
Yeah. The delightful socials every day. Some kind of update. Then Friday, that was Friday. Saturday. Saturday we had night bane. An Uber side.
Saturday we're running Night Bane. This will be our second campaign, and we get to see if they can avoid choppers. That was their big thing last week, was can they avoid the choppers, and they actually lost them.
Yeah. We were wise and we ran.
Yeah,
Ran for a while.
in circles. It worked.
It was great.
Surprisingly.
It was great.
But, yeah. See what happens this week.
Indeed we will. That's the week. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, well, actually, no, hang on. Tomorrow is Ethan's birthday.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
happy birthday.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, it's your own birthday, and you almost forgot about it. Happy birthday. Now you're
You
1
guys.
year older.
Oh,
Feel any
like
wiser?
happy
Is that
birthday
some
song?
British song?
I hit
Was
you with that
that
happy
British
birthday song if you
song
want.
that you just hit us with?
I mean, that isn't copyrighted anymore, I don't think.
We're in America.
Deal with it.
Anyway, thank you for
You're
the birthday
welcome.
wishes.
Yeah. Birthdays aside, announcements and weeks done. I don't think there's anything else. I think it's time to roll that intro.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be had in gales and floods, if not at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Wow, welcome back. So, last time we left our wonderful intrepid adventurers. They had just gotten out of Lithrom, managed to piss off the swarm again and have them actually jump a bit of a gap, although Brolog and others successfully assisted in that. Good job.
Good times,
And
good times.
they picked up an Ubersai. An Ubersai's got a monkey. Convinced Sabre to keep on with the mission and carry them through to the northern areas to try to find that island. They spent a few days, helped around on the crew and the deck. Brolog had a few interactions with, what's his name?
Finny.
Finny the Goblin. And other than that, it was fairly uneventful until they actually found the island. Lots of direction, lots of course, and lots of figuring things out. Where we left off was them arriving at Adibaba's, with him turning around, seeing Yolondriel, and calling him Dorfin.
Yes, I do believe that is where we left off.
That would be where we left off.
Yeah. Let me roll an insight to see the vibe he's giving off when he does this.
Go for it.
Prologue would also like to roll an insight to see if Yolandril has been lying to him this whole time.
Okay, so you're rolling an insight on your Yolondriel. Yolondriel's
Yes.
rolling an insight on Adibaba. Praspidus, what would you like to do?
I too would like to roll an insight on Adibaba.
Nadi Baba? Okay, brilliant.
It's more a general one because, I mean,
Roll
I
up,
got
rolled a
a
16.
I rolled a 7 with a natty 1.
A 7 with a natty 1. Wow.
I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 27.
All right. Okay.
First roll of the day, boys, was a natural 20.
Beautiful. So while I'm sending Praspidus what he sees, Eulandriel, why don't you tell Brolog what he sees with his 16?
You were trying to figure out if I've been lying about my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see confusion on my face when he calls me by that name.
Okay. Cool.
Excuse me.
Has Anubis seen him?
Yes, Anubis would have seen him.
I'm seeing him for the second time.
You are outside lurking.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I didn't go in. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Real quick, what was the name he called me so I can write that down in notes?
Dorfin.
I continue. Orphan.
I will send it over in the chat.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I don't know who that is, but my name's Eulandriel, and I was told I could get a piece of armor from you.
And Anubis will say, Alibaba, I always meet you in the strangest of places.
He looks, while looking at Eulandriel, kind of relaxes his face, turns, sees Anubis, gives a bit of a quizzical look, and Anubis, you always show up in the most peculiar spots as well. It's always when I don't actually want to be talking to people. And yet here you are. As for you, yes, of course you are not Dorfin. My apologies about that. I knew the previous owner of your armor.
Well, were you guys friends or what?
You could say that. Are you all here to shop? You said you're looking for a piece of armor. He waves his hand and these chairs all come out, just out of nowhere. One large enough for you, Brolog.
Brolog does not trust the chairs, does not sit on them.
Praspidus will take a seat on one.
Same. Yeah, and I'm gonna say, quick double check. It was a helmet, right? That's what was here. That's what I saw was here.
That was the item associated in your vision, yeah.
Yeah, thought so. Yeah, I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say I'm looking for the helmet to this breastplate piece, the armor of Eshnar.
Ah, the helmet. Well, he takes a seat as well, gestures his hand again, and a set of glasses all come out, just floating out of the rubble, out of the mess around that you see with inside this small shack. Going up to you, just floating there. You don't have to grab it if you don't. He grabs his. And says, "Tea will be ready in a couple of moments. It takes a little bit to brew. These are the cups, though. As for the armor, I've seen it in places. For example, the last time there was a Dorfin who had the breastplate on. I'd never seen the halberd, though. That's new.
Yeah, it's from Guela, same as the breastplate. At least that's where it was.
Well, it found its way back home, I think. That's good. Prologue.
Brolog would like to have a side convo with Anubisai, well, as best as he can. He will attempt to whisper to Anubisai and say, "Is this individual worthy of trust?" Anubisai.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
That's a difficult question.
While you think about that, Prologue, are you doing this? Are you trying to do it stealthily?
Yes.
Then roll me a stealth check.
That is a 14.
14. Okay.
Not his worst.
Anubisai will say, as long as you don't cross him, he is trustworthy.
An excellent sort of individual.
I'm going to continue.
Yep.
So you don't know exactly where it is? Do you have any, I don't know, clues?
Well, the helmet, my good sir. Information is costly. Look at me. I am a merchant. I deal with many great things. I would
I'm gonna
not so
smile at him.
freely tell you.
I'm going to smile at him and I'm going to say, yeah, well, you have a point. How much for the information?
For this. Takes a look at all of you. I don't think you could afford this.
Yeah, well, probably not. But maybe a deal can be made. Maybe you have a job that needs to be done, or a trade can be agreed upon.
Prologue turns to Elandriel and does not whisper and says, perhaps he would agree for me to wrestle him for it.
I'm not exactly sure that would be part of the agreement, but we'll have time to ask him. Prologue.
It's all right, Elandriel. Prologue hasn't decided if he trusts me or not.
Yeah, it takes him quite a while, big guy. And I'm gonna give him a couple taps with my fist on the on his shoulder.
What?
Nothing, I say as I turn back to Agaba. And I'm gonna say, so how does that sound? We could perhaps work something out.
Perhaps. But first, I think we should talk business.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Percy when he says this, and I'm gonna then look back at him, and I'm gonna say, all right.
I'm gonna walk in at that point.
To note, while you're outside, the only way you can get any reference of what's going on is when you peer through windows. You can't actually hear any conversation that's happening inside.
Okay, then I would have walked in at some point before. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm bored outside. I'm coming in, especially without being able to hear. We'll just put it with that. Probably most realistic.
When you walk
So
in,
put that
he
at wherever.
looks up and goes, "Ah, the winged one! I was wondering when he was going to join us. Sit, have a seat. I'll have a glass brought over to you."
I just give a nod and I just go over to my seat. Like, so.
Just out of curiosity, did he know enough not to provide a chair or a glass for Anubisai?
He did.
Yeah. Okay.
He
Wait
looks
for him to finish that.
around at all of you. Now, of course, you cannot be here just per chance. Were you looking for me specifically, just for that armor?
Pretty much, actually.
Oh,
That was quite literally the only reason why we came to this area. None of us even knew you were here.
well, isn't that interesting? Well, I have a shop. Is there anything you would like to buy?
I'm gonna look at the group.
I've actually had some thoughts after what we talked about last time.
Ooh, have you reconsidered? Would you like to try again?
Not with that. I had a question. You have anything like a weapon that deals with like the moon,
What?
or it has like a moon tie to it?
Let me.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
Zarai and just point at my halberd.
He says,
There we go.
well, I think did our little prayers to the internet guys and hoping that they're all the internet going. Here's for hoping. Right, so the first half had basically no audio, a lot of tech issues, a lot of issues. Memorial Day weekend, yay!
Labor Day.
Labor Day weekend, yay! Internet problems, woo! Love it. That's the joys of the industry. Right, so we're going to do a recap of the first half. And then the VOD essentially is just going to be this. So, second half. It'll look all shorter. It wasn't. Recap time. We're going to go in circles. Recap what we did in the first half of it. So, Zora, you're up first.
So, everyone else went into Adibaba's
Adibaba. Adibaba Alibaba.
Adibaba's little hut. I slunk around outside for a little bit. Could not hear anything, so got bored and just went in. Afterwards, I sequestered the moon sickle because I was intrigued by the moon after what Yolandrio did, and got a decent one for a little bit cheaper than the asking price. Second time around, bartering, not too bad, considering the first time went horribly. And then waited for other people, and then basically just hobbled around for a bit. Went back to the ship, tried to get my harp thing working, my single stringed harp, and met a guy, don't remember his name. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work, bud. I was like, okay. Turned it into a realistic harp, shaped at least. Then went back to Adibaba's hut. Oh, also I attuned my moon sickle that night. I forgot to mention that because I had to take a call. And then went back, got the strings, bartered for a third time. Probably pretty horribly, in my opinion. And got my harp made. And that's about it for me. I have a harp and I have the moon sickle.
Very nice. Yolandrio.
Yeah, so I was also in Adibaba's hut, and I was waiting literally for everyone else to get done with their stuff in order to come to an agreement with Adibaba about taking a job. That way, I could get the information I needed about my armor. We came to an agreement. We went back to the ship. I helped out the crew. I helped out with the crew for the rest of the night, and then went to sleep. In the morning, you guys probably missed it. I woke up Paraspidus doing yoga, and that morning, or this morning rather, I was doing the Jean Claude Van Damme splits between his bed and mine. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It was a deep, deep split. Yeah, and anyway, went and got some breakfast, went up to deck. I'm waiting for them to get back. I had to roll secretively. I'm waiting for that response to come back. And then, yeah, that was my day.
Facto Paraspidus.
So yeah, Praspidus, like everyone else since Zarai, was inside the hut for some trading until Zarai did join us. After a lot of other trading was done and Praspidus did some thinking, he sought out some items and ended up just settling for upgrading Lady Galani's sword. So now the sword will be upgraded, essentially. It was already a really good sword, now it will be a little bit better. After which, with everyone, he went back to the boat, spent the night studying the tome, as he is per usual to do, and then was awoken by Andrea doing the splits, and was impressed, but decided that he was going to sleep in that day, and ended up going back to sleep, where he then took his time getting up, ate some of his own rations for breakfast, and is now on the way to the hut again.
What a way to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Prologue.
Prologue, after being assured by Anubisai that AB was mostly trustworthy, also did some trading in order to acquire a fancy battle axe and shield. AB also suggested a fancy rope that would come back to me that I could attach to my axe and throw at people. So awesome. Then Burlock did nothing until everybody else left. Then chatted with AB about Carson and his concerns that he might be dead. AB knew Carson and did some magic to figure out that Carson is in fact alive. Burlock is pumped, went back to the boat, talked to Finney about making some sort of exploding axe for Burlock to waylay people with. Finney was very excited about that. Burlock went to sleep, got up, ate food, chatted with Yolandriel for a sec.
Perfecto Nubisai.
So, starting off in Alibaba's hut, realized that Anubisai and Alibaba know each other, have met up with each other in multiple realms, and even knows Anubisai's original home realm. We conversed a little bit in languages that they don't know. I made a clandestine trade and then spent the night in Alibaba's hut learning some more language, watching people come and go. And I'm still in the hut at the moment, waiting for the rest of the party to come pick up the enchanted sword.
Right. So where we start off again is everyone hopping onto the boat. Potentially, Zarai, are you going with them? I assume if you would be just flying.
Nah, I'm playing my flute, or I'm playing my harp. You got names, I got instruments.
Burlock goes with.
I
I
stay.
think it's just Brolog and die.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay next to the guy that like made the harp and like ask him to teach me a thing or two, I guess.
Kandros.
Ken.
You learn his name is Kandros. And he starts giving you some basic lessons on how to play the harp. You learn that he's proficient at a lot of instruments. He knows how to play a lot of them.
Very nice.
And Yolandriel, did you say you're staying on the boat as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wanna
Nice.
listen to my tunes?
No.
Raspis and Prologue. You arrive back to the that little shack on the island.
I waltz in, leaving the door open for Brolog, and then see Anubisai over there and go, "Have a good night."
Yes. Got caught up on many things.
Good, good. How about yourselves, Adi Baba?
Me? Oh, I had a wonderful night. I had
Good.
fun creating a makeshift harp. I haven't done something of craftsmanship like that in a while. It was good to, revisit some things that I started doing a long time ago.
Oh, did one of Sabre's crew members want a new harp?
No, actually, that would be your winged tiefling.
Oh no.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
Well,
Well,
with practice
he's
comes
done now.
perfection, and if he does get good with the harp, that would be really good sounding. So, whatever.
That kind. Well, I have your sword.
Oh, excellent.
Picks it up and there was nothing in particular you wanted, so I just gave it a basic kind of enchantment that makes it magical and a bit better. Hands it over. It's a +1 longsword.
So now it's +1 to hit and damage
Yes.
instead of just being +1 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Technically, seeing as it's got that principle to it, it is a +2 to hit and +1 to damage.
Oh yeah.
Just out of curiosity, during the night while he was enchanting that, I would ask, is there any way you could also make it so that that sword can't hurt me?
Ah, that would take a good amount of research. As
Okay,
I'm
no worries.
familiar with what you've done, I don't know the full principles behind it. I would need to know some of the sigils you used to become that.
No worries. Sorry.
Is there anything else you would all need from me? I managed to negotiate something with your captain to have them take you to where I would like. Apparently, it's not called Osana, although I thought it was. But I guess it's got a new name now.
Would it be the City of Souls now?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I was browsing the map the other night, or last night rather, and that island is in that direction, beyond Corsol's lair. So, yeah, if you manage to strike a deal with Sabre, then it seems we'll be able to do that hopefully post haste, and get you back what info you need before you end up needing to leave.
Oh well, even if I do need to leave, your laundry's got my bell now. You can always call me. Just know if you do the two things, it will take the 10 gold automatically, and there's no guarantee that I can show up immediately at the time. It might take a little bit for me to show up. Just don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll if we do have to call you, we'll call you from somewhere where we plan to stay for a couple of days at least.
Yes. I've had someone try to call me on a boat that was moving. I was not very pleased.
Yeah, no, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, it
On
wasn't.
that note,
I thought it was hilarious.
Anyway,
do you happen to teleport?
me? Well,
Yes, you.
Of course. How else do you think I got here?
I have a very close friend who has recently been diving into the magic of teleportation. And he was at a city that recently got overrun by strange undead. I have no doubt he got out. Knowing him, he probably teleported somewhere. But also knowing his last adventure with teleporting, is it common to find yourself in a different world, per se?
What? No. Not with teleporting. With teleporting, you just go from one place to another in the same realm. However, you can do what we arcanists refer to as plane shifting, where you go from one realm to another. That is possible. It's a bit more difficult,
Is it similar to teleporting, though?
To a degree, yes.
Okay. I suspect that is more akin to what my friend was doing, plane shifting, essentially. But he's new to this, so he may very well have thought he was teleporting, only to find himself plane shifting instead. My only concern is for his well-being. Granted, judging from what he's capable of and what he does, I don't have much control over that. So I'm just more or less fishing for information for my comfort.
Well, I can tell you that plane shifting is not for the light-hearted. You could always end up in a place where you don't want to be. For example, the Nine Hells. You definitely don't want to show up. And if you're just discovering this, there is a chance he could have shown up there.
Mm-hmm.
There are also little tiny demi-planes that you could show up in by accident, but they're not easy to get out of. Talking
I
from
hope he
experience
doesn't.
on that one.
I hope he does
I
not
think
find
I have a
himself in
summer
that
home
situation.
there.
Summer home. Ooh. There is no
Are
one
you
to
beside?
make a summer home in the astral plane while you're stuck and abandoned in a place that seems to shift and change over the
No, I
very
sorry.
whims of yourself.
I meant the Nine Hells.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you should. You should make a home, a summer home. Funny, that's good. I like that.
Well, Adibaba, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to when we can get you the information you need so that you can feel at ease about your employee.
Well, to be honest, my employee is not inside that location. It's whenever you run into him that please let me know.
Right.
That
You're looking for your associate.
He's a lackey. I don't actually pay him. As for the City of Souls, it's really the package I'm curious about. I would like to get my package.
Mm-hmm. From that associate that said that they had a package for you. That being
Yes.
said, how long ago was it that you should have gotten this package?
A few years ago. I got a little busy and wasn't able to come by, but they said they were spending some lovely time inside Wasana, having a good time. And that there is some research that I would be interested in. So, really, yes, the package and maybe the research notes.
Well, then that
If
will
you
be what
find
we
them.
look out for. This associate of yours, do they have a name?
Yes. Banathar.
Banathar. If we find Banathar, our job will be much easier, so we'll keep a lookout for him.
Banathar Blut. He has a satchel that has got a BB on the front. Easy to spot. Very outgoing gnome. Nice and chipper. Good conversations. I liked him. I like him.
All right.
I hope he's cool. I hope he's okay.
Well, we'll find out either way. And we'll
again,
get...
the sooner the better. I would very appreciate sooner.
Well, if you were able to make a deal with Sabre, we might be able to just go there first and then go to the Chalice Estate.
That would be nice.
Yes, that way, when we do call you, we can call you from the Chalice Estate, a place that I don't think moves. So.
Well, perhaps I could do some actual trade there.
Yeah,
that would
perhaps
be nice.
you can. Anyway, we'll get out of your hair.
But of course, I have lots of research to do, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
And Praspidus will leave.
It's good to see you again, Prologue.
As you as well. If you see our mutual friend, give him my warmest regards.
Oh, but of course, same goes for you. If you see him again, let him know Adibaba says hello.
Will do. Roll up, please.
Anubisai, it has been good catching up with you. I assume you're with these people.
Yes, they seem to be good at chaos.
I wouldn't expect anything else to keep you around.
Good catching up with you. Till next time.
The next time on Nubisai. With that, we'll head back to the boat.
Yes, yes.
Yay.
Return to the boat. And
Sabre.
Praspis will seek Sabre out.
Okay, she is currently in the map room area, plotting out a destination course, distance to the Shallow Estate and distance to the island of the City of Souls. So, kind of mumbling under her breath to herself, and looks up at you entering. Like, Praspidus. Right. Well, then, where are we going?
Well, I just spoke with Alibaba. It seems he may have come to an agreement with you concerning transporting us to the City of Souls.
Yes, he's paying us quite generously.
I do hope everyone who ever works with you pays you generously from henceforth. That leads me to the question, do you need to go to the Shallow Estate first, or is it possible to go directly to the City of Souls and then to the Shallow Estate?
We should be fine going straight to the City of Souls first. We've got the supplies for now, and we should be alright with that.
All right. Because the only reason I ask is, honestly, it is up to whether the ship has the supplies and whatnot, but seems Alibaba is concerned about ongoings here and maybe leaving quickly, so the sooner we get what he asked for done, the better, which is probably why he decided to pay you generously as well.
Quite possibly, yes.
Well,
Did he tell you what he was looking for exactly? I get the idea that he was not entirely forthright.
yes, he is looking for an item. Now, he didn't tell me what the item is, but he is looking for an item that was supposed to be delivered to him a couple years back by an associate. Back when, speaking of which, actually, I have some questions for you concerning that as well. But back before the City of Souls was called the City of Souls, he had an associate. How long ago was that you, if you know?
Me? Oh, well, you're asking the wrong person.
Kind of thought so, because I mean, you're like us. You've not been here very long either. Well
no,
then,
the best person to talk to about that would be the Master Gunner, Ilian Booth.
Liam
He's
Booth,
from Andrea.
I will have a chat with Liam about that later. Then, thank you very much.
Ilian.
Ilian.
Not Liam. Ilian.
Ilian. Sorry, my hearing is absolutely fantastic. So, he had an associate. Yes. He had an associate in the City of Souls named Banathar Blut, a gnome, that was holding an item for him, as well as having had some research notes that Alibaba would like. So that's what we're going for. We're getting the item, and if we find them, any research notes. He also has a lackey in the area that he hasn't heard from in a hot spell that went to go look for this stuff. So there's a possibility we'll run into someone else that knows Alibaba.
Well, if we do, we'll be prepared.
Mhm.
I know about the lackey, as he calls him, that he's got around, currently investigating just islands. There's a chance he's on the island.
Mhm.
There's also a chance he's on a different one. We'll just have to see.
Yep, we'll just have to find out. Either way, what did he tell you about the item, if anything at all?
Absolutely nothing.
Right.
What he told me is that he needed to assure passage for you all to an island in the north.
But not why.
And that he
Okay.
couldn't guarantee some things, so we were able to negotiate a general deal.
Excellent. Excellent. Well then, I guess to the City of Souls we go. We're done with Alibaba unless you need anything else from him. And
Oh
I
no,
just-
will be just a moment.
all right.
I'll let the lads know to lower the sails.
Yep. And then Praspidus will nod to Sabre and head out to go assist in any way he can.
Okay. So the Nightlock sets sail towards the island of the City of Souls. It's going to take roughly 5.5 days to go from where you're at to that location. During that time frame, is there anything in particular you would all like to do? As
I'm gonna be playing my harp basically all day, and then tinkering with my tinker tools at night, like
Right.
before bed, like the couple hours, like probably
during
2 hours.
during the course of the day, sure enough, Kandros, he does quite literally just sit on that stack of boxes and play his lute all day. So if you play near him, he will give you lessons and gain, instead of just like playing around with the lute, but actual lessons from a master. So each day you do that, if you do it during the day, you can gain 8 hours of practice with the harp.
So 40 hours. Right.
Times 5, yep, 40 hours. Very good. And for the tinkering stuff, that's just kind of fiddling around. You haven't really sought any professional assistance with that.
Yeah.
So that's only going to be 5 hours. It's going to be half the amount because you're basically trying to teach yourself and give yourself proficiency with it.
I'm at
Excellent.
15 hours of yoga by the end of this trip.
Perfect. Anything else in particular for you, Laundriel?
Just helping out on the deck crew, or with the deck crew, I should say. Yeah, no, nothing in particular. I can't really think of anything that needs to be done these 5 days.
Fine. If you do think of anything, don't feel shy to interrupt. Paraspidus.
Mostly studying the Magus Tome, but also assisting around on the boat as much as possible, as much as he is needed. If he's not needed anywhere, he goes back to studying the tome, of course. But
So you could tell on the first day, the crew, whenever you offer your help, they always accept it. But after working that day, you realize they don't really actually need your help. The deck is fully manned, and the boat is fully crewed. No one's missing. No one's dead. There are professionals. So you can, if you desire, stay and continue studying the tome.
I'm going to go ahead and do that because, if they don't need my help, I start to get in the way if I offer it too often. So I will go ahead
Okay.
and start studying the tome a little more thoroughly.
So on the first day, you would only study the tome at night before sleep. So that's just 2 hours, putting you up to 34.
That should be 32 or 30.
34. You were at 32.
Yeah, you were at 32.
You said 32
But what about the night?
beforehand.
Yeah, but what about the night before when you had me do that
Okay, then
investigation
36.
check?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
30. I thought that was going up to 32.
No, because I was at 32 before that.
Okay, so that's a misunderstanding. Sorry. So then you're up to 34 on that, then up to 36 for that first night. And then for the second day, it's 44. Third day. Third day, a new chunk of the book, of the tome, is much more understandable. Why don't you also give me 3 investigation checks?
All right, 1, 20 or 14, 2, 19, 3, 20. Dirty.
He's on it. He's on it.
I wasn't paying attention to any of that. So what was that?
That's
Sorry.
right. First one is 14. Second one is 19. And the third one is a dirty 20.
Okay. Well, it's the second one. While you're kind of absent-mindedly sifting through some of the loose pieces of paper, one of them slips from the stack. It's smaller and it's made of a different material. And when you look at it, it's a different writing. You can now open up the first package I gave you. And I'm going to send over this.
Actual packages?
I gave
Physical
him actual
packages?
physical props.
Oh.
And he
Fucking
glued them proper
nerds.
shut,
No.
too.
I did. I glued it proper shut, so there's no way for him to cheat and look at it outside. So,
Yep.
there's that. You can look at that, and I sent you over the part that makes sense to you now.
Excellent.
Give you a chance to catch up on all that. That's on the third night, so we'll come back to what happens. There might be some things happening for that. Prologue. Particular from you.
Brulog will continue to learn from Tantor about running the boat in the mornings.
Okay.
Then check in on Finney, see how the exploding axe is progressing, and then work on his calligraphy in the evening for bed.
Okay. So Tantor, that first day, when you come up to him and start offering to help,
Brolog isn't offering to help. He's trying to learn how to run the boat.
Trying to learn, yeah, helping, learning, and running the boat and everything. He looks at you and is like, "The axe is too much. You've got a shield and a battle axe now."
Yes. I fought an individual with this, and it was very effective. I thought I might try my hand. The island man had some excellent workmanship.
Yes, he did. Quite a fine lot of loot he's got there. A little confused how he keeps it organized. Seems like it's a mess.
Magic, I think.
I will never understand magic.
I hope to one day, but it is not today.
Perhaps one of these days it will. Right. The back end of our boat seeming a little draggy. Get down on this, and he starts describing some actions of what his responsibilities are for that day. As for Finney, at the surprisingly enough, actually, at the end of the second day, when you go down to visit him, he responds with a Prologue, yes. Spins around again. He's holding this massive battle axe or great axe, and I did it.
Tell me all.
Well, all you need to do, and he shows you the front, where he's filed down the front end of the axe completely and fastened and basically melted metal to metal with a flat plate in the front that has this large mass orbiting over the front of it. This way. Blast. Radiate. That way. So whatever you hit, it goes to them only. They won't backlash on you.
Excellent.
I don't think it'll be good for more than one hit.
I will keep that in mind.
That's the load. I think I've enforced the axe big enough, better enough, so it can survive. But you've got one hit.
Do I need to do or say anything to make it explode?
No. Just make sure this. He points out a metal bit in the middle of this blob and hits them hard.
That I
hit
can
hard
guarantee.
enough, it won't go boom.
Excellent.
Spark. Needs spark. Keep away from fire.
Will do.
Bring back results.
I will take very detailed descriptions of the results, I assure you.
Good. And he hands the axe over to you, and then produces a string and pulls it out and starts walking around you and starts measuring parts of your body.
Vinny, do you have more plans?
Yes, many more. Yes, yes.
Does it make it so I can explode my foes?
He looks at you, and that pointed, toothy grin just grows. "5 days.
Prolog,
Come back. 5 days. If you find gunpowder, let me know. I need more."
I will keep an eye out.
Good.
Thank you, Vinny. Until the next time.
Excited. Excited.
Much excitement.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, he told you 5 days. Come back. He might have a new little gadget, little toy for you to do. You would know that it's been 2 days, so 5 days would be after your expedition, potentially, if weather fares well at the City of Souls. Anubisai.
Yes.
And as for the cartography stuff, Brolog, 10 hours for the 5 days. Another 5 hours you'll have mastered what Carson taught you. And we'll need to do further training. Anubisai, sorry about that.
No worries. So, first question. Jonty.
Yeah.
With the time I spent plus previous lives time, how far along am I on that? Is it fluent enough or
not enough? You still need a considerable amount more training with that.
give me a number?
You would be maybe 1/4 of the way through learning.
Out of 70?
Usually out of 70, yeah.
So let's just say 18 hours into it. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So then, since we've established there are no other new languages on this ship, I am learning the Andrean forms of different languages at 1 per day. So every day I've already got Elvish. So go around, find a new Andrean language dialect, and learn it every day.
Okay. Usually, I mean, there's Elvish, there's Gnomish, there's Halfling, and those would be the 3 races. So there'd only be 2 more that you would be able to pick up,
So Gnomish
and Halfling.
and Halfling.
Yeah.
So that leaves me 2 days. Just out of curiosity, or that leaves me 3 days. Wow. Okay. Does in my wandering around and asking people what languages they speak or what Andrean languages they speak, does anyone ever bring up Finny?
So the Reclorian crew members who have been hired, people who originally come from Recloria,
Yeah.
their primary mentions of Finny is a strange creature, don't go near him. Like they just don't want to go near him. For the human ones, they're very mistrusting.
Basically, I'm trying to establish do I have a reason to go see him? Do I think he could provide me with the language?
Do you speak Goblin?
Yes, I do.
If you mention visiting him to any of the crew members who've been serving with him for a while, their input would be more of the he's very hard to keep the attention of. At most, you've got 5 minutes of talking to him, and then he gets lost in some other project. giving the idea that learning a language from him would not be easy.
Okay. Can't believe I ran out of languages. So I have 3 days to account for, and if you want to move on to somebody else, well, I think what I can do for those 3 days.
Okay.
If you want to go to Praspis or something.
Let's actually touch on. Well, actually, Zora has to dash away here for a moment. Work, life,
Mhm.
things like that. So he's going to leave his computer on, hopefully for us, so we don't have to rework overlays and everything. Yeah. So Lily will take his place here in a moment when that has to happen. Well, that's just a little heads up on that bit. For the night, what is everyone's typical procedure? Do you all have meals together, or when do you tend to usually go to sleep?
If the boys are going down to eat, I'll go down to eat with them.
For a point here, actually, Zorai, your laundry, or Brolog, and Anu, all of you give me perception check. You can take your passive if you'd like.
Can I smell it out?
This would not be a smelling thing.
You said
Oops,
perception.
why am I picking up physical dice? Dang it.
Wait,
I want to roll it just to see.
Not you, Pras, but it's just
okay,
everyone
good.
else.
Just making sure.
18.
18. Okay.
17.
Took the passive.
12.
Okay. 12. Okay.
4.
4. Anubisai, you wouldn't notice this, but everyone else, about midday, comes by. You haven't seen Praspidus.
On the third day or what?
On the third day, you haven't seen him all day. He never left the cabin room, as far as you can tell.
Okay, I'd like to imagine that both me and Brolog go searching for each other at the exact same time. And when we reach each other, we both ask, "Have you seen Percy?"
Brolog does not do that.
Okay.
He would
Like
not. He would not notice Percy's absence until bedtime. So if Yolandrio comes up to him and asks, "Have you seen Percy?" Burlock would like, "No, I have not seen him. He is likely studying in the room."
Okay, well, that'd be super convincing for me. So it'd probably also take until that night when he is not in the room to find that out.
He is also not present during supper.
Don't care about supper. Just bedtime.
Just as a note, that would be pretty common because I'd probably eat mostly from
Yeah.
my rations or grab supper and then go back to the room.
Then who's arriving at the room first?
Probably Brolog.
Yeah, probably like that.
Prologue. You open the door, and you walk in, and you see Praspidus staring at the tome. His lips are moving very subtly. He's not speaking in a language you can understand, but he is speaking in a language.
Brolog says, "Greetings," and gets into bed.
He doesn't respond. Doesn't even flinch. Doesn't even move. Just continues looking at the tome.
Seems like standard stuff thus
Give
far.
me an insight check.
That's a 9.
A 9? Okay. Yeah, you go into bed.
This is before or after I do my calligraphy stuffs. I'm not sure what the time it is.
This is when you're just finishing supper.
What
So
time
this
is?
would be before you do your calligraphy stuff.
Okay, so I guess I'm sitting there and doing calligraphy stuff. I don't go to sleep.
All right. Yolandriel, you come in. You are greeted by the same sight. And Brolog sitting in the back of the room doing calligraphy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, how's the reading going there, Percy?
There is no response. He doesn't even flinch.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna step closer and roll an insight.
Okay, give me an insight.
Oh, that's a good roll. 24.
His eyes are unblinking. They are red. They look dry. The pupils are wide. His eyes themselves are wide. There's small beads of sweat coming from his brow, and he's staring very intently at the papers in front of him and mumbling in a language you don't understand.
Okay, I'm gonna give him the old, like, in front of his face a couple times. I don't know if you could hear those snaps
Yeah.
I made with my fingers. And then I'm gonna take a step back and go, huh, as I channel my divinity into Twilight Sanctuary in order to end one effect causing Percy to be charmed or frightened. So if it's either one of those things, it ends that effect.
Let me just do a little quick research here.
Oh, I stumped him, folks. I stumped him. Let's go.
And on that note, I gotta head out, and it sucks.
No worries. You got
Bye.
work. Being an adult sucks.
Go be an
Indeed.
adult.
Big man.
You guys have a
I
good
hope
night.
you win, Jeff. Hope you win.
Good luck, Percy.
Mhm.
Prologue, if you want to control my character, go for it. I controlled yours. It's only fair. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Good luck. Peace.
See you, bud.
Good.
Upon this divinity thing happening, Brolog gets up and puts hands on his weapons and shield.
He does not change. He remains the
Okay.
same.
What
I
are
go-
you doing, Yolandriel?
I go, huh. Okay. Well, it's not charmed or frightened. And I literally pull out my spell book and I start going through it in character.
Doing research.
Yeah.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, Percy's not with us right now, I say as I start going through the pages.
Brolog attempts to pick up Percy by his front collar and give him some of these.
As soon as you do, when you pick him up and start slapping his face around a bit, Percy, the last thing you remember, you were reading the book and you were excited about translating some of it. Now you're being held by Brolog, being slapped in the face by his giant hand.
Smack,
What?
smack, 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 smack.
What? No, stop. Brolock, stop. What? Oh,
Ah,
my eyes.
excellent.
Oh.
Brolog puts him down.
And
Okay,
Percy
I'm
kind
gonna
of clutches
grab.
his head.
I'm gonna grab the book, and I'm gonna say, "Well, Percy, I think for a little while until we figure out what's going on with this book, you're not gonna be able to read it." Agreed, Brolog? I say, and I look at Brolog.
Was it one of the loose leaf pages or the book itself that caused me to do this?
I look at you and I say, "Well, shit, I
Give me a
don't know.
wisdom
I
check.
wasn't here when it happened."
He was asking the DM. Give me
Oh,
a wisdom
okay.
check.
A wisdom check?
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna
would
look
say
at
wisdom
Brolog
check.
to look and
4.
see if he agrees with me.
4. You don't know. You're not sure. Could have been a page. Could have been a book.
Brolog looks at you with like he wasn't listening and says, "What? What are you talking about?"
I'm gonna say, "Never mind, Brolog," and I'm gonna look at Percy and I'm gonna say, "Yeah, let's take our time with this thing. Yeah, what do you say? Because I'd
I've
rather
got-
not lose you of all people in this group." And
I've got
I'm
some-
shoving the tome or
You're-
whatchamacallit
All right,
into
Raspis,
my
you have
bag.
something you obviously want to say before he
Yeah,
completes
sorry.
this action. So what would
Yeah,
you
go
like to
ahead.
say?
Give me back the tome, Yolandriel. I'm going to be holding on to that, but I do have something else I need to study now, other than the tome. So yes, I'm going to put a pause on that until I figure out what caused me to burn my eyes out like that.
Okay, I'm gonna stand there with the tome fully inserted into my bag, and I'm gonna look at Praspidus and I'm going to look at the book, and then I'm going to look at Paraspidus, and then out of character, I'm flipping a coin. Heads, I give it back to you. Tails, I don't. I reluctantly pull the book out of the pack, and I say, if it happens again, I am taking it.
Brolog would like to roll for insight on whether Percy is in his right mind.
Okay, give me an insight check.
18! Wow!
18. All right. Right, so I have a little message I have to send you.
Okay.
Whisper
not good.
time. Talk among yourselves.
Things might be about to get very aggressive.
Well, I just kind of stand there for a minute, and I'm just like, oh, this is super eventful. Anyway, I am going to bed, gentlemen. I will see you in the morning. Where did I go to bed?
Did. Right, so anything else for the night of the third night?
I'm also going to pick up all the pages and tuck those nicely into the tome and stick the tome and the pages back in my bag of holding, and then pull out the herbalism tome.
Before he does that, Brolog leans down close to him, close to Percy, and whispers, "You were not yourself before. If you can't be trusted to lead, I will have to work in your best interest. So I may have to do some things that are uncomfortable for you down the road if it happens again."
As far as I can tell, Brolog, I didn't actually... Well, okay, that's not exactly true. I can't really tell, to be honest. No, that's to
I
be
do not
expected
think
from
you could tell, and that is the problem.
Yes. As long as I'm not harming anyone. And then I will kind of shuffle to the corner of the room, and sleep is not going to get... I'm not going to get much... I'm not going to get much sleep tonight. Probably going to spend most of the time looking over the herbalism tome again, looking for some information in it.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Oh, come on. 10.
10. Yeah, that's a no.
Well, that's what I'm doing for the rest of the night.
Brolog's going to finish up his calligraphy work and then go to sleep.
And go to sleep. Okay. There are 2 days left.
I'll be doing the same.
Same.
Same kind of details.
The moment they leave the room, Percy goes back to studying the tome.
Okay.
Wait. So
remove this
we
from him.
We were in the room when we. Is this the next morning? Because we sleep in the same room.
The next morning, yes. As soon as you that was as soon as you leave the room for the morning.
Yeah.
He's going back to studying the tome. All right. I will get these checks from Zara. Doing Yolondriel and Brolog, I need some con checks from you. Con saves.
You want me to tell you?
What was that?
How many?
I need a total of 4 now, seeing as we're 3 days in, 3.
Does the one I sent you earlier count as one? Or was that a...
not counted for this?
Okay, gotcha.
Oop. Just hit my mic. Sorry about that, everyone.
18, a 12, and a 12.
18, a 12, and 12. Perfect.
5, 16, and a nat 22, a total of 22.
Perfecto. Okay. The first day after you left Yolandria, there was a bit of an upset feeling by your stomach. But it dissipated.
These
and
sons
went
of
away the
bitches.
second day.
These sons of bitches.
Prospidus, given the history of some things that you've said, I would only like one con save from you.
Oh.
Bad things happen to
save.
Brolog. Sorry.
This is a save. Con save, yep.
11.
11. The fourth day on your travels, you wake up. Stomach's feeling a little iffy. A little off. You feel a little sick. Did you go back to studying a tome as soon as they leave? Course
Yeah,
of the day.
though I am sticking to my rations from now on.
Okay. Good to know. Next 2 days. Anything in particular from anyone? You could tell at this point that they are steering clear away from Carsol's lair. The island titles as that. On the right side of the boat, after a few days, you pass by another island that you're told is Drunok, where the Dragonborn primarily. There's no ports on this port on the northern side of the island itself, but you continue on by, continuing a little east more than north to give Castle's lair a good berth. But are eventually told you've got 2 days left.
Was Brolog sick any of the previous 3 days?
No, Prologue, you did not feel any sickness.
Out of character, I suspect, but in character, I don't have enough information yet.
If Brolog ever becomes ill or whatever, he's very paranoid and he will suspect things and stop immediately and start smelling everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright, so 2 days.
same as always. Helping out. Apparently not noticing that Paraspidus is going against the set rules. And yeah, hoping I can find enough information about why I'm getting sick in order to actually do something cool by the end of this episode.
So,
One caveat as far as the schedule, Brolog will be paying very close attention to Percy whenever he comes back to sleep. Make sure he's not insane.
okay.
And then everything else is the same.
Perfect. Nubasai, anything in particular from yourself?
There's no one on this ship that's very well combat trained, right?
Tantor, Itanis, Sobre. Well, Sobre is more on the potion side of things. Gorm wouldn't be, Wave wouldn't be, and Oceana wouldn't be. So yeah, Sorrel Teak is, but he's also a flipper, so you know his combat style is very different from yours. So you wouldn't be able to learn anything from them. Tontor and Itanis. Itanis is the first mate elf, Quaylin elf.
Nah, I'm just gonna go statue mode on the deck unless somebody needs me.
Okay. You notice that for the most part, the Reclorian and the Andreans in general, they tend to avoid you. Something they don't understand. Walking artifact. It's strange, bizarre to them.
You said it was a walking artifact.
They can kind of tell after a few days of spending with you. Rumor travels fast on a small vessel.
Mm-hmm.
The Quaylins, though, they have no issue. No problem getting close to you at all, or squeezing by and moving around you.
I won't try and be in the way, but
Oh, just in general
Yeah.
behavior of the members of the crew. For the first of the last 2 days, I would like Paraspidus to give me we'll treat this. Give me a sleight of hand check. What's your note?
Yeah, as a note, the first day he's going to just study the tome. That piece of paper that seemed to have been written by someone else, he has turned that so that any writing is away from him, and kind of stuck that at the very back of the tome,
Okay.
just in case that's what caused the problem, because that is the last thing he remembers seeing before being slapped by Brolog.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Sleight of hand, you said?
Sleight of hand. Prologue, give me perception.
Okay, now you get to roll well. Thank you. 22, natural 20.
Oh, roll. Very good. Very good.
I think it's possible for me to beat that. 9.
9. You have Paraspidus. You can hear Brolog returning to the cabin and have enough time to slip the tome away, should you desire.
I do, and I have the.
Oh, Peter,
Herbalism tome.
Brolog doesn't care if he's reading the tome, to be clear.
Yeah, he's just cares if I'm blank faced.
Yeah.
But
Well, you have
I
enough
do
time
slip
to
it
hear
away.
Brolog coming.
And I have the herbalism tome out instead with my notes. Not the notes of the paper of the Magus, but my notes.
Just your notes, your personal notes. Brilliant. And that's another 8 hours.
And if I'm to remember this correctly, it's every 50 hours something interesting might happen.
From what you understand, yes.
Okay. Then I'm just counting up after with that extra 2 from previously. So I'm at
so
10
you would
now.
be at 10. Yep.
Yep.
At
Okay.
10.
I
Right.
just thought of something.
Oh, brilliant.
During the last few days where I have nothing to do, I'm going to just experiment and learn how much I can command Neb. On how to do it, playing with that will.
Give me an animal handling check, and I will give you advantage with the considering circumstance.
Okay.
I now have an out of character idea as to what Neb is.
He's a monkey.
Yeah.
She's a monkey. She's just a monkey. She's just a monkey.
Oh, that was on a 19.
Just
Come
a
on.
monkey.
Jeez. 9.
Oh. At first, the first day is a little hard going. There seems to be a bit of a lack of understanding of commands. Essentially, what you get is Neb would have been a very recent capture. Very just from the wilds. So
Right.
there's going to be a lot of work
Okay.
to get them to do basic commands.
Okay. That's what we'll practice.
You started the process. Perfecto. For the second of the last days, which we're going to go by the same thing that you've been doing, but Paraspidus, are you studying the tome during the day?
Yes, but this time he's going to focus mostly on the Magus's notes, not the one that slipped out, just in case, but mostly on the
Okay.
Magus's notes.
To clarify, the Magus's notes are different. They are separate from the tome.
Yes.
Okay. So that would be 8 hours for the notes. Give me an intelligence check, actually.
Intelligence check. So too bad. 18.
18. Well, at the end of the day, after you've gone through most of the notes, taken your first gander, you recognize a commonality at the what you can gather from what you have translated so far is these, you may not be able to read them now, but it's on experiment.
You cut out a little bit at that last part.
What you can gather from the notes right now is that they are all experiment, different subjects that they've experimented on and different things that they've done.
All right, cool. So with that knowledge now, I will put the notes away for the time being because I think I know what they are.
Anyone else?
Same old, same
Back,
old.
run it back.
Run it back. 2 more con save. Let's go.
I do need 2 more con saves from Brolog and your...
Does Paraspidus need them?
Paraspidus does not.
Okay.
Ouchie. I'm definitely going to get sus. That's a 9 and a 5, sir.
9 and a 5. By the end of the 5th day, you are profusely. You are very sick.
Okay. I am immediately, as soon as I can stand, finding Brolog. Immediately. And I'm coming to you, Brolog, looking like death. I just look sickly, and I'm gonna grab you by as close as I can to grabbing you by the collar as I can get. And I'm gonna say, I do not feel good, and I think something's wrong with the food.
Prologue, what were your rolls?
16 and 26.
Yes.
Perfectly fine.
Yep.
That is interesting. We have been eating the same food. I am fine. Perhaps you are seasick.
I'm gonna look you dead in the eyes, so you know I'm not lying to you, and I'm gonna say I don't get seasick.
Prologue wants to roll for insight, see if he's lying to me.
Okay.
He rolls up a 9.
You see
Can't
that I am
tell.
not lying.
For a 9, you can't tell.
I can't tell.
Well, a quick sniff about should solve the problem.
Okay, as he begins to sniff, I'm gonna say, listen, all right, I had a conversation with either one of the cooks or one of the servers, and something was off, and I should have asked more questions, but I didn't. I say this all in between, like, occasionally grabbing my knees and, like, swaying for a minute, and like, oh, God.
Prologue attempts to pick up Yolandriel and throw him over his shoulder. Then he goes down to the kitchen.
As you throw me over your shoulder, I throw up on your back from the pressure of your shoulder hitting my stomach.
Prologue doesn't care about vomit. Once they get to the kitchen, is anyone there?
There is the Tabaxi Gorm. He is currently sniffing some of the food.
Tabaxi, there may be an issue with your food. I need to smell
I'm gonna say, Prologue, put me down. I'm gonna exchange some words.
He drops him to the floor.
Okay, I get up from being sprawled out on the ground slowly, and I pull out my halberd, and I'm like, okay, buddy. What the fuck is going on with the food?
Settle down, quiet. Don't want to stir, cause a stir. I just noticed it myself. Come.
Prologue seeks to see if he's lying to him.
Okay, give me a insight check.
Same here.
15!
15,
I
okay.
rolled a 25.
You both know he's telling the truth.
You follow.
Whilst following, Prologue would like to give some sniffs to the food to see if he can figure out what is wrong with him specifically.
Give me a perception with advantage.
Ooh, 19.
19. Okay.
As he goes to sniff around after that first roll, I am then going to use the cantrip guidance for his next roll if he may need. So you get an additional d4 on a perception check.
Okay.
All right.
Got it. Okay, so we're following this dude.
Hey, Vaughn, did you get my message?
Let me look. Sorry, I've been
Thank you.
looking.
He takes you to a back room where it's quiet. It looks to be living quarters of some kind, but it's very, very tight. For you, Brolog, it's a little difficult for you to fit in. But once you squeeze in, he's like, "You'll fit. Trust me, you'll fit. Come on." Close the door. He looks at you, Yolandrio, and says, "First," lifts his hand and casts, what's the spell? Lesser Restoration. And you immediately feel so much better.
And I give him 2 thumbs up. And as we begin to talk, I make mental notes for myself later. I'm going to remind myself of something later. Continue.
He... handling other things too. Someone's been poisoning the food. I don't know who. I've told Sabre. But I haven't communicated to everyone yet. Because it's only come to my attention. A few people have been complaining about upset stomach, difficulties keeping their meat. My current path is trying to figure out who is doing.
Perhaps it is now my time to work.
Not yet.
Well,
With
he can help
all
you.
respect, this is a crew issue. You are passenger.
Yes, but if you couldn't tell, my friend's got quite the nose on him. You
I
allow
can
him to
tell.
help you, he can help you at least find the trail for whoever did this. Meanwhile, you should have come to me sooner, because I can purify all of this.
As
Give me
can
some
I,
time.
but I didn't know it needed to be purified.
Well, now we know, and we can both get to work. But just because we're
Ooh.
passengers doesn't mean that we can't help you.
I prefer not to mix the passengers with the business of the boat. I will communicate and talk.
Didn't hear that second half.
I will have to talk to Sabre about
The internet.
the
Oh, no.
internet is so dumb. I will have to speak to Sabre about these. I usually do not like to mix boats with crew with their passengers who are paying their way.
Listen, at this point, we've been part of the crew for a few days now. Trust me when I say, even if you don't allow him to, I'm pretty sure Brolog's not going to listen to you anyway. He doesn't even listen to me or the party leader. So, if you allow him to sniff around, he
It is
can
not a
perhaps
matter
find you
of
a
me
clue.
allowing him, Yolandri. And it is a matter of Sabre. The captain has the final word. I am just the bosun.
Fine, then bring her down here.
I've already, like I said, communicated to her. She told me to investigate myself.
Okay,
Brolog turns to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand there for a minute, and as soon as Brolog leaves, I'm gonna get in right behind him, and I'm going to whisper with a sneak of, "Oh, what's my sneak? Hold on. Stealth. Where's it at? 14. And I'm gonna say, give a couple smells on our way out. Seeing if he smells anything.
Okay.
Burlock will attempt to try to pick up some sort of trail on where the smell that he sniffed off of the food came from, if possible.
All right. Using your senses, give me a perception check with advantage.
And you have that guidance, so add that
How long
D4,
does
baby!
guidance last?
It lasts. Hold on. Sorry. Spells, cantrip, guidance.
I think it will be
Concentration up to 1 minute.
It was definitely over a minute.
Ugh.
But you would have known that. So, before he tells me the roll, Eulandriel, do you cast guidance on him again?
Yes, I do. Once
Brilliant.
again, just with a
Add a
quick
D4.
wave of my hand.
Do not think that will help, unfortunately.
You
I got
suck.
the full 4.
Nice.
But that is 6.
6.
Good lord.
It.
With
you
advantage?
tell- you
Yeah, roll
tell
2
the
2s.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Jesus.
That's awful. Yeah, the food. You can now you get the idea that that strange scent you smelt off of it is indeed poison, but you have no idea where it came from. You can only smell on the food. That's it.
Okay. Are there any tables / chairs in the area?
Any what? I got
Tables or
distracted. I apologize.
tables or chairs in that area?
There kind of are. So you've got the cooking station areas inside the third deck down below, where there's no like possible ports or storage area spots. But just around, there are some basic like makeshift planks that are made to be tables on blocks of wood that people still have up and around from the breakfast time.
Okay. Actually, a different idea altogether. Burlock will try to find the darkest shadow in that area and stay there and attempt to smell anyone who comes down.
Okay. So, sure, give me a stealth check.
$15.
Come
15.
on. A big elephant can hide in the corner.
All right. Eulandriel, anything you're doing in particular?
1 second. Let me look at this one spell real quick. Stationary, the spell. That is not going to work. Well, actually, it might. So, Lehman's tiny hut.
Yeah.
How it says until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside. Oh, so any color you choose.
Yep. Lehman's Tiny Hut is a dope spell.
Yeah, so me and Brolog are gonna get together in a dark corner in this area. I am going to cast that and make it the exact same. Okay,
Exact
go
shade
ahead.
of the boat, right?
Mhm.
So it's a 10-foot radius dome.
Yes.
So from below, as for what other groups have concluded from the reading of the spell, the below is it a dome or is it a sphere?
Let me see. A 10-foot radius, a mobile dome of
Mobile dome.
force springs into
So-
existence.
The underneath is fine. What you would have a problem with is the fact that the roof, Brolog has to shrink down to fit in this deck. It is at most 7 feet tall. The top of your dome would be poked through the top and into another deck. And people who are not allowed to pass through it can't pass through it. So it would be an unusual bump on a ship that wasn't originally there. And if you're in a corner, the other half of it would be sticking out.
Okay, well, never mind on all of that. I cannot help you, Brolog. I am going to the deck while you hide. Because I've got literally nothing else to do.
Lux
It's a cool
gives you
idea,
ones
just-
of these.
Not a good location for it, but that is a brilliant idea. I like it.
I go work. I got nothing better to do.
Okay. Prologue. During your time standing in that corner, Gorm comes out, goes up, comes back down, eventually starts working on some more food after casting a spell on the food. Other sailors start pouring down for the evening meal. Comes to the time where you usually have your meal, your laundry is down food, and you're just standing there.
I'm smelling all of them as they come down.
Okay, give me a perception check with advantage.
Specifically, I'm trying to smell them to see if they have the poison on them.
Yep.
That's a natty 20 for 20.
You do not smell the scent.
God, I'm stay vigilant.
Okay. Night course comes.
Question.
Answer.
What are the dimensions of the ship? Length, width?
The length of it's roughly around 140. Width,
You
about
broke
60
out.
feet. It's 140 long, 60 feet wide. There are several decks, the leveling of the roofing on them being a little different, a little separate. It's not a large warship, it's more of a speed sailing ship. It's built more for the speed than the war aspect of things.
So I want to find my statue place and the place I work with Neb kind of in the middle
Okay. Kind of
So
by
that-
the main mast.
so that I can cover the whole ship.
Okay, yeah.
75 feet radius.
Yep.
Just so
Nope,
I
you do.
know if somebody happens to die, I know.
Perfect. Brilliant. The 5th day comes to close. On the 6th day, you are all... I'll wait for him to put his headphones on, actually. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. This time when you wake up, it kind of gives you this semi-nostalgic feel that flashes you all back to the first time you arrived in Danira. You hear birds for the first time in a while, calling and chirping outside.
Mine.
Mine, 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 mine. And the deck sounds a bit busier than usual. Like people are moving around a bit more.
Hey, I'm gonna wake up with detect poison and magic ready, prepared in my spell book after last night, and ignoring all signs that we've reached land. I am going to grab Brolog and say, and we can end the session after this. No worries, if that's what you were leaning for. Anyway,
got
no,
stuff.
okay,
We
you
got
got
more.
stuff.
We got
Okay.
time. We got time to do a few
I'm-
more things here.
I'm gonna wake him up and I'm gonna say, it's time to go find out who's poisoning the ship.
Wait, so be clear, you are grabbing Burlock whilst he is asleep.
No, I'm like,
Well, that's
I
bad.
like give you a couple taps, you know. Like,
Okay.
hey,
Stick from
I'm gonna
far
wake up,
away.
buddy.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna say, it's time to go find out who's poisoning the ship.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me
Where are we going to find the person?
second. I am going to, as we walk out of the cabin, I am going to cast. Ooh, where is it? Is that only a first level spell? Weak. Detect poison and disease at level 1.
Okay,
So
what
let me
type
read
of-
it.
Yeah.
Concentration up to 10 minutes. For the duration, you can sense the presence and location of poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of me. You can identify the kind of poisonous creature, or disease. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So I can penetrate through 3 feet of wood.
Okay.
So
Give me a general. So, what are you planning on doing at this? First off, how long does concentration?
it's concentration up to 10 minutes.
10
I will
minutes?
cast it as many times as needed as we walk through. I'm guessing it's kind of still early in the morning.
It's still early in the
Yeah.
morning.
We're going to walk through the sleeping area of like the crew and stuff. And like where the crew, at first, we're going to do that first to see if it's like hidden anywhere. And then we're going to go up to the deck and just kind of idly walk through people as he sniffs around and I try and detect.
Okay.
Both going to go at the
Uh,
same time.
Prologue. Give me perception with advantage. Your Londriel. Give me a
Mhm.
general perception check. Or investigation. Actually, yeah, let's go with that. Better.
18.
18.
Investigation, you said?
Investigation, yeah.
18.
18.
Samesies, bud.
Prologue, you smell sailor. A lot of sailor smell in the crew area. You Londriel, you get a ping. It's above you
Okay.
on deck.
Okay. I'm going to point up as I like nudge Brolog. And I'm going to say, I think it's time we check the crew. And then we're going to head on up to the deck. And if I have to, I will cast it once more.
You're
In
still
order to
within
get.
the 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not too big of a boat. Doesn't take too long to go through these things.
Awesome. Yep, we're going to go up to the deck and do the same thing.
Run it
All
back,
right.
run it back.
On the deck, you see Nubasai standing in statue. Everyone kind of moving around, bustling. Zorai sitting there, trying to learn a seems to be a rather difficult piece on the harp, but Kandros is patiently teaching him while what's his name? Steve kind of gradually bobs his head. That ping, it's still on the top of the deck. Above
right.
you. Give me the investigation, your Londriel, and perception with advantage prologue.
18.
18.
15.
15. Prologue. It smells like salt air, sailor. Lovely, lovely scents. Your Londriel, the ping's coming from Steve. He's a poisonous animal.
Okay, I'm going to stop and I'm just going to be like, out loud, like literally so loud. I hope it stops everyone in their tracks.
A lot of people turn and look at confused face and then just continue about their business.
Okay, I am going to walk up to Steve and I'm going to say, buddy, could you do me a quick favor? I'm looking into something. Could you fly more than 30 feet above the ship for just a small period of time? Because I'm detecting you when I'm trying to look for something else.
Give
I
me
promise there's some meat in it
animal
later.
handling. Animal handling. With advantage, seeing as you've offered up the meat.
Oh, don't need it. Net 20. I don't even know
Nat
what my
20.
animal handling is. Hold on.
He
Oh, 23.
clacks his teeth together, beckoning for the meat first.
Okay, I reach into my rations and I pull out the dried meat. I'm guessing like jerky that we have, and I give him some of that.
Snags it up and just, and then flies up towards the crow nest, which would be farther than 30 feet from
Okay.
the deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it back one more time.
All right.
One more time.
You will need to cast the spell one more time.
I will. I will.
Okay.
I will. It's
Searching-
2 first level spell slots. That sucks. Okay.
Searching another deck.
Maybe if it's being
I'm
kept
doing-
near the kitchen, we should go there.
I'm going to quickly do the top deck and then we're going to head back to the kitchen after that.
Okay.
Just
give
because I
me-
feel like Steve was interfering.
Give me an investigation and perception with advantage.
19.
What is it?
19.
Another
Okay.
15.
Another 15. Elandriel, no pings. Prologue, same thing.
Okay. I'm going to say, let's go down to the kitchen, but I'm not feeling anything, so there's something else going on. I say as we head to the kitchen.
I'm gonna cast poison. Oh no.
Right. When you get to the kitchen, your Elandriel, there is just a faint ping. You can sense that there's a poison nearby. It doesn't seem right.
Okay, I'm gonna. I imagine it like a video game where it's like a wave that comes out from me in my vision that turns things a different color. Whoa. So I'm gonna do that one more time.
It feels as though it's coming from outside the boat in the back, near the bottom, under the water.
Okay. I'm gonna say, stay here, Brolog. And then I'm going to get to the deepest part of the boat as far back as I can and do that one more time.
All right. When you get back there, you get down to the belly of the boat itself, which has much more space and rooms. Down, get to the back, kind of take your hand and put it where you think it would be, and it feels as though it's just.
You broke up. Say that
It
one more time.
feels. You get to the back of the boat, put your hand against it, and it feels as though it's just on the other side of the wood.
Okay. Eesh. Yeesh. Okay, what I'm going to do then is
Punch a hole.
if only I could.
Let's hold the boat.
It's a terrible idea.
Terrible
It's an
idea.
awesome idea.
Break the boat? No.
It's just a boat.
Prologue
There's
does
nothing I can
stays
do.
for about a minute and then goes and finds your Elandriel wherever he is.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Brolog when it gets down to me, and I'm gonna say either two things are happening. There's a being on the opposite end of this wall here in the water, or the boat's been cursed somehow, and whatever is causing it is on that side of the boat. So I say we let the people in charge know, and then maybe send someone down there.
I have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bosun told us not to interfere, we should tell Percy. Percy can tell them.
Fuck them. Who cares if we interfered at this point? We know where it is.
I do not think Percy would want us to.
I don't think Percy really cares. Have you seen him? the past couple of days.
He's prime of health.
Yeah, okay. Well, either way, let's just go talk to people.
I think you're gonna have to roll a persuasion check on this one.
I will, sir. With a 15 persuasion.
What do I roll to counter
Insight.
that? Insight, okay. That's an 11. So Brolog will join you.
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to the captain.
Okay. She is currently the captain or the map room area. When you get to it, the door is closed, and on the other side there is Gorm, Itanis, and Sabre, all no, not Tan, all standing around the table. They be having semi-heated conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna give it the old shave and a haircut knock, and then hope they answer the door.
There's a stop. Footsteps, and you see in the window Sabre coming up, opens the door and we're maybe a few hours away from land. Conversation right now. What can I help you with?
Whatever the problem is, it's in the back of the boat, and I point in that direction and like look her square in the eyes.
Oh! Itanis. On it. He just kind of walks over to the window in the back, opens it, turns around, looks at you, Yolondrio, and Brolog, smiles and winks, and then falls backwards out of the boat.
Brolog attempts to wink back.
Okay, I'm gonna lean over to Zabre and I'm gonna say, probably should have went with another guy. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And I'm gonna lean back and just kind of wait.
She kind of smiles at you and is like, you haven't bothered to get to know any of my crew the entire time you've been on here. How cute.
No.
There's a brief moment of pause before Hand comes onto the sill. The other one comes up himself, and he's got this small piece of paper just dangling from his mouth. He's like, it's all right, it's in a bottle. Climbs in through the window, pulls in. This be it.
I'm going to detect magic once again if I can, if it's still within the 10 minutes.
This probably wouldn't be. You would have to
Okay.
cast it again. But before, like, while you're about to pick up your hand to do the spell, Gorm goes, allow me. And he casts Detect Poison and Magic. The same spell, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be it. Sabre? Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of free time on my hands here. I'll get my alchemist kit out and start figuring it out. Ilondriel, thank you for finding it.
No problem. Yeah. You guys need any help in the future, just ask. We may be guests, but we can help. And I'd rather not shit and puke my guts out again. And I say that with a big smile on my face, and then I turn around and I say to Brolog, good job, Brolog. Let's go downstairs.
You've got about 2 hours before land.
We're going to go get Percy.
All right.
I have a plan once we get down there.
Perfect.
I'm going to...
Are you saying those things to Brolog?
As we get down there, I'm going to say, bro.
Wait.
Here.
So Brolog didn't join you. Did you say those things to Brolog?
What do you mean, those things?
So I'm not sure if you were saying those things just to yourself or to Brolog. If you did not say those things to Brolog, he's not going to go down there.
I did say those things to you.
Okay.
I said, good job, let's go downstairs.
Okay.
That's what I said to you.
Cool.
Yeah.
In that case, Brolog will join you.
Yes, that is what I said. My plan is I'm going to stop you within hearing distance of the cabin. And quickly, I'm going to ask the DM, actually, before I do this, what's the lighting situation down here? Is it dim light?
It's lit.
So it's not dim?
It's
I need the definition. Is it dim in order to do this? Okay, then never mind, Brolog. I don't stop you because I can't float my way to the door and surprise Praspidus. So we
it is
continue
lit.
our way.
It is a lit room. There are areas that are dim, but the front of the door is definitely not dim.
See, pretty much all I need was enough space to step to the door, silently lower myself, and then open it quickly, because that's what I'm doing.
You would have about 10 feet in front of you on the door where that ability would not work. So you would have
Okay.
to sneak for at least 10 feet. So it would still require a sneak
Never
roll.
mind. Never mind.
Again, another brilliant idea that the
Yeah.
mechanics of the world have beat down.
Yes, exactly. Never mind. We're just walking to get person.
Okay. Raspitis.
Yeah, because we woke up to the sound of seagulls, Praspidus has actually been writing down notes in his notes and everything, organizing his thoughts. He hasn't pulled out any of the tomes, and he's probably at the point in which they're arriving, probably getting up to leave and go find Sabre to find out the situation.
Okay. You basically at the same door. The time that your laundry was reaching for the handle, Praspidus, you are opening the door.
I say perfect timing. It's
Oh,
time to get
good.
ready.
Excellent. I assume from the sound of birds, it's the land is in sight.
Yep, 2 hours.
Perfect. Yes,
We head
perfect.
upstairs. Yes, indubitably.
The 2 hours pass by. Everyone's hustling and bustling around. Eventually, Itanis and Gorm depart from the room. Sabre does not. Itanis walks up and takes the helm, starts barking out commands for everyone to move for what all they should do. Gorm, at a bit, gets a little confused look. Then looks over and... Were we expecting anyone to be here?
No.
Well, we
Well.
expected people to be here before, but not currently, unless these are the people we're here to find.
Moreover, she points, hands you a sheath. This is Gorm. Gorm's actually a male. He hands over the spyglass to you and points off like 2 points starboard bow.
Okay, I look in that direction. What do I see?
There is a small sailing boat situated at one of the what looks to be broken down ports. So the spyglass that Gorm gave you is a spy voyance. So you're close enough. You don't actually have details. It basically is like taking a magnifying glass on something and seeing it very, very clearly.
Okay.
This boat is not of the designs you've seen. You, your laundry, do not recognize where this.
Okay. I'm going to say, Percy, you recognize this boat? And I'm going to hand the spyglass over to him.
For you, Praspidus, give me an intelligence check. Or a history check. What am I
A
talking?
history check.
Just a raw intelligence. Give it to him
Solid
raw and wriggling.
8.
Give it to him raw.
Wriggling.
My RP rolls today
Solid
have sucked.
They have been genuinely quite awful. There is something about this boat that is tinging the back of your head. You're like clicking. It's at the tip of your tongue. Tip of your tongue. Tip of your tongue.
I'm going to be sitting there looking at it going, it looks familiar, Yolandrio, but I can't pin it.
Well, if it's familiar to you and not to anybody else here,
Do I notice this?
then
You would
Wait,
notice them
I'd
looking.
venture to say that there's no
I'll
coincidences.
approach.
On Anubisai. Oh, hi, Anubisai. Take a look at this. I offer the spyglass to Anubisai.
She just one hands it. She just one hands it. She doesn't do the two hand thing. She just like whoop, right up to her face.
Yeah, and I stick it right in the middle of my helmet.
Yeah, exactly. Right in the center.
Let's see.
Do I recognize it?
I actually don't think you would.
Really?
I
Oh,
don't think you would. Given the history of your time in this land, I do not think you would recognize a particular make of this kind of boat.
okay.
Uh,
Nope. Don't recognize it.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna say Percy one more time, and as I hand him the spyglass, I give him 1 second. Let me look at it's not guidance. It is
for the sake of these rolls, you can only
Yeah.
do a roll on a certain aspect one time.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
don't need to
okay.
be giving it to someone else for the
I
someone
can't
else
do
to
another
look.
history check.
Prospidus has had his chance. He
Mhm.
got an 8.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, well, if it's familiar to you, then I'd venture to say there's no such thing as coincidence since we've been here.
Boat's familiar to Prospidus.
Yes.
Thomas says at the helm.
Yes.
Then. Walks on over. Looks at who has the spyglass now? Is it Yolandriel?
Yolandriel.
Yolandriel.
Yeah.
He holds out his hand for the spyglass.
I give it to him.
Takes it. Looks. Let's see if. Oh, okay. What the hell is a boat from Iridai doing all the way down here?
Iridai. Oh, Iridai.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I figured you should know something like that. You grew up with the Royals. You had to do business with them all the time.
Is Nero here?
Nero? Nero's
I
from
do-
Coil and I Iridai.
I
think
do
you've all gone
believe
back
your
now.
king has been leaving out some key information. I say as I slowly look over at
Key information.
Prospidus.
The relationship with Iridai is dodgy at best. We've just got a few business deals with them. That's mostly the sired merchants. As
Wait,
far
hold
as the
on.
king goes, they just communicate for basic updates of what's going on.
Iridai isn't the flappy bird people that Nero dealt with, is
No,
it? No. Okay.
no. Those
That
are
was
called
out of character.
flipper.
Yeah, that was out of character, by
Those
the
are
way.
those are called flipper. Flipper are part of the.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep mixing Flipper
Iridai.
and Iridai up.
Iridai is the large continent to the north of Andrea
Mhm.
and the northeast of Quayla.
Oh, that's actually. Hold on. Do I know any of this information
You,
as a
I
character?
would say no.
Okay.
That's also
I'm
why I
then
said
I'm going to
Anubis would
ask.
not recognize the boat
Hmm.
because Iridai, Anubis spent time in Quayla and Andrea now, not Iridai.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna ask where Iridai or what Iridai is in general.
Oh, it's a large conglomerate of nations and other things there in between, a large landmass to the north of here. There's a huge archipelago they have to go through, sail through. Usually only the best of sailors can actually do it. That's why whenever I meet someone from Iridai, especially in this area, it's rather impressive.
So you're saying it's to the north of Quayla, where
No,
they're from.
northeast of Quayla, north of here.
Please.
And I wouldn't go there from here. I would much prefer to sail to Quayla and go from that route. From here, if we sail north, we have to go through a very treacherous archipelago. Very, very short and shallow waters. High chance of beaching on the randomness of
There's a reason
not a place
why.
you want to be.
There's a reason why we didn't go to Iridai first and then go from Iridai to here on our travel over.
Yeah, well, this is above my pay grade, I say as I step away from the group.
Well, now I'm
That's a
beginning
bit
to
of a
wonder
mystery.
whether or not Abu Dhabi's Abu Dhabi. Why did I call him that?
Who's that?
Um, now I've
Alibaba?
forgotten.
Alibaba.
Adibaba. I don't know why I forgot his name. Now I'm wondering whether or not Adibaba's lackey is from Iridai. I guess we'll be finding out soon.
Anubisai, you were in the room when this was spoken. After he made the deal with Sabre, when he was talking about his lackey, he mentioned the words Beastbane. So you would know that his lackey is from the island of Beastbane. Whether or not you want to tell them is up to you.
Which is not Iridai.
Yeah, I've cut in and say, no, his lackey is not from Iridai.
Well then, I guess we'll be finding out why someone from Iridai might be here. Either way, hopefully they are not here in opposite means of us, so...
What's Quayla's current relationship with Iridai?
What is Quayla's
Can we
current
sync it?
relationship with Iridai?
Sink it? I wouldn't recommend that, no. Well, it depends on the government that they're from. Of course, that one, I think it's probably one of the southern areas. Wouldn't be able to tell until we meet the crew or whoever's on there. That could easily be a one-manned vessel. I wouldn't recommend sinking it, though, especially seeing as this is a Quaylan boat and we're Quaylan. If they ever found out, that would be a
Very
bit
damaging.
dodgy.
Mhm.
Very damaging for relations, and I'm going to be honest. You've already damaged relations with other nations. Well,
That's what we
just
do
damage
best.
for that. It's what they do best, just don't. Not going to recommend. Anyway, we should be in
That's the
distance
way
of
wars
longboats,
are started.
and we would rather not start a war. Recognize you do. We don't. Longboat's going to be ready for you.
Excellent.
We get ready for that.
Tantor, while you're all getting into the longboat, Zorai's a scout ahead, flies off and starts scouting ahead, leaving Steve in between within range communication. And Tantor looks at you, Nubasai. Sorry, you're gonna have to jump off and walk again.
But isn't this a port?
Yeah, Itanish doesn't want to get into the port itself. The
How
rumor
far-
of this city and this island is a city of souls, an empty place with no living beings and no trace history as to what. They don't want to get too close for the safety of the boat.
How far away?
That's 300 feet away.
You want me to rest? As I say, as I'm stepping over this side.
Neb the monkey just kind of turns, looks at Tantor as you taking that first step, waves. Tantor waves and then. How the hell does that monkey breathe? And that is where we're going to pick up next week.
Nice. Woo! That was a lot of RP.
That was a lot of RP. That
That
was
was
a lot
fun.
of stuff. And this is the point where I announce to all of you as well, because I managed to keep this one a nice, quiet little secret. We are having a beautiful guest next week.
Oh.
Is it
Someone that
me?
Ethan and I
Oh.
have played considerable amounts with.
Oh. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, another Michael has entered.
Yes. Yes. Choose your fighter, folks. I know it's going to be a hard decision between the two mics, but I don't know who's going to clinch it on this one. I can't wait now that I know that. Woo!
Yep. Next week we have another Michael. This is a player that Ethan and I played with a lot. He's really good at
Very
doing
good.
some of these excellently sentimental and being this like wise person and creating these characters. And he's not playing a character like that this time. So we're
Nice.
gonna see what happens
Nice.
and what that looks like. I'm excited.
Oh.
Hope everyone else is. But that's next week. Aside from the tech issues, thank you everyone for sticking with us and carrying on with all that. Like the VOD is going to be shorter. It's only going to be the second half of it all. Hopefully, the recap we did after break, it literally encompasses everything that happened. It was a lot of RP this week. Not a lot of super significant things. There's one thing Zari left out that was significant. The fact that Zari sold the red vial to Alibaba.
Yes.
But Paraspidus still has his that Yorlandriel gave
Paraspidus
him.
still
It's
has his.
not
Yep.
a full supply, but it is still some.
Perfecto. Other than that, don't forget, check out our socials. Go and check out our socials. Please get online, do the like, the follows, and the subscribes. Give us all the love possible. It is
right
September, so think about like gifting a sub to a random person or other kind of things like that. Every little helps us. We are essentially funded by you, so thank you.
Yes.
Come on by Tuesday at 1 p.m. for some lovely madness with. They're going to hop back into Crypt of the Necrodancer. With all that concluded and all that said, thank you all very much for coming out. We love you all. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.